Charity Dingle is left devastated in tonight's Emmerdale, as she feels abandoned by the police after coming forward about Dr. Todd's shocking actions. Although Dr. Todd is taken into custody on suspicion of sexual assault, she is soon released when investigators decide there is not enough evidence to proceed with the case. Wednesday's episode sees Dr. Todd questioned by officers, disrupting her plans to leave the village and settle into a new home. While the arrest initially unsettles her, Dr. Todd quickly creates an alternative version of events, insisting that she and Charity had consensual sex and that Charity later regretted what happened. She also denies any wrongdoing and claims the allegations are false. After returning to the village, Dr. Todd continues to exert pressure on Charity by making another threatening visit. She warns the Woolpack landlady to drop her complaint if she wants the secret surrounding baby Leyla to remain hidden. New arrival D.S. Reed later meets with Charity and offers reassurance, explaining that the investigation is still in its early stages and that the police are taking her claims seriously. However, convinced that there may never be enough evidence to secure justice, and worried about the impact on her family, Charity reluctantly decides to withdraw her statement. During a later phone conversation with police, Dr. Todd pretends to be sympathetic, saying, "I completely understand. You were only doing your job. I just hope that now she's withdrawn these lies, she can get the support she needs." Following this, Dr. Todd begins saying farewell to Vanessa Woodfield and Manpreet Sharma, two of her closest supporters in the village. Although her departure appears to be moving forward, the storyline is far from over, and Charity is left struggling to deal with the fallout. Spoilers for next week reveal that Charity's mental well-being will deteriorate, raising concerns that she may be suffering from postnatal depression. With another difficult secret weighing heavily on her, the question remains, how will she cope? Major revelations are set to shake the Dingle family in Emmerdale, as long-buried secrets threaten to come to light. Earlier this year, Cain Dingle's world was turned upside down when he was diagnosed with prostate cancer. At the same time, his wife Moira was behind bars after being wrongly accused of crimes she had not committed. The difficult period became even more challenging due to Joe Tate's relentless campaign to take control of Butler's farm. Through manipulation and blackmail, he ultimately achieved his goal, leaving Moira without her home. Although she is now free from prison, she has been forced to live alongside other members of the Dingle clan at Wishingwell. While Moira has thrown herself into work on the family's new farm, Cain has struggled to come to terms with the lasting effects of his cancer treatment. Following surgery, he has been dealing with incontinence and has largely withdrawn from everyday life to avoid potentially embarrassing situations. A heart-to-heart with Liam Kavanagh helps Cain begin moving forward. After listening to Liam's advice, he orders leak-proof underwear online and starts accepting that his condition should not define his future. As he gradually regains confidence, Cain asks Kyle Winchester whether he would like him to attend an upcoming cadet swearing-in ceremony. Delighted by the invitation, Kyle is happy to reconnect with his father after fearing he no longer wanted to spend time with him. However, on the day of the ceremony, Kyle notices that Cain's seat is empty as he prepares to take the Army Cadet oath. Away from the event, Cain has rushed to the Woolpack toilets after noticing a wet patch on his trousers. While hiding in a cubicle, he receives support from Charles Anderson, who arrives with a spare pair of trousers. Charles and Bob Hope offer reassurance and promise to keep the situation private. Encouraging Cain not to give up, they persuade him to return to the ceremony. When he finally arrives, Cain explains to Kyle what happened and apologizes for missing part of the special occasion. Kyle responds with understanding, assuring his father that he is not embarrassed and is simply glad he came back. Despite overcoming that hurdle, Cain continues to struggle emotionally. Later in the week, he confides in Moira that his health problems have left him feeling as though he is less of a man. The couple subsequently attend a hospital appointment, where Ms. Rhodes delivers worrying news. Although the operation was successful, further tests suggest there is a strong possibility that the cancer has spread slightly. The update leaves Kane devastated, particularly when he learns that additional treatment will be required. Unfortunately, he must wait several months before beginning the next stage of treatment, so his body can fully recover from surgery. Ms. Rhodes also warns that future radiotherapy carries a genuine risk of making Kane's current side effects permanent. Kane and Moira agree to keep the information from their sons, but it is not long before more family secrets begin to unravel. Meanwhile, Charity Dingle continues to battle the emotional consequences of her traumatic ordeal involving Dr. Todd. Believing Charity is suffering from postnatal depression, Manpreet Sharma prescribes medication to help manage her symptoms. When Mackenzie Boyd returns home, Charity is upset to discover that he has spoken to Sarah Sugden about her struggles. Later, after finding herself alone, Charity takes her sleeping tablets with wine. As the week progresses, she remains unable to reveal the true source of her pain. Instead, she blames her difficulties on postnatal depression and exhaustion when speaking with Sarah. Emmerdale star Bradley Riches has received an outpouring of support after reflecting on his emotional 7-year journey while celebrating the release of his new book. Bradley joined the ITV soap last year as Lewis Barton, the son of Emma Barton, and newcomer Kev Townsend. Since arriving in the village, Lewis has developed a close bond with his older brother Ross Barton, while a romance has also begun to grow between him and Vinnie Dingle. As Emmerdale's first neurodivergent character, Lewis has brought important representation to the screen, and Bradley has spoken openly about his own experiences as an autistic actor and the value of authentic storytelling. Discussing the role previously, Bradley explained, "As an autistic actor, stepping into this role feels deeply personal, finally getting to bring my whole self to the screen, without masking, without shrinking. It highlights the reality of burnout and masking, while showing why it is so important to portray those experiences with honesty and sensitivity. I feel proud, recognized, and incredibly thankful to be part of a story that means so much to me." With the publication of his new book, Autistically Me: How to Understand and Celebrate Our Autistic Minds, Bradley is continuing to use his platform to amplify neurodivergent voices. He describes the book as a celebratory toolkit for unique minds, combining personal experiences with practical guidance for autistic people and those supporting them. In an interview with the Manchester Evening News, Bradley spoke candidly about his autism diagnosis, his sense of identity, and the challenges of life in the spotlight. Throughout the book, however, one message remains at its heart: you aren't broken, you are you. Several of his Emmerdale colleagues, including Beth Cordingley, Michelle Hardwick, and Eden Taylor-Draper, showed their support by liking and sharing the video. Interestingly, Bradley originally auditioned for an entirely different character on the soap. Speaking to Attitude magazine, he revealed, "I came to Leeds for a meeting about another role, Dylan, who is involved in April's storyline. But the scheduling didn't work out, and I thought I'd lost my chance." However, in December 2 years ago, Bradley was contacted again and, following an audition and chemistry test with Mike Parr, he secured the role of Lewis. Looking back on landing the part, Bradley said, "I felt like it was meant to happen. The character's personality suits me so much better." Emmerdale is broadcast on weekdays at 8 p.m. on ITV1 and is also available to stream from 7 a.m. on ITVX and YouTube.